The painting inside the hollow maple spring happened last year on the first day of spring, which is my birthday, and I always try to get out and make a painting on site on my birthday. And this was a really nice day. I had been going to Carkeek Park painting and drawing for off and on over the course of a year, and had painted at lots of different spots on the trail. And I hadn't gotten around to the South Bluff Trail for a while, and maybe back a long time ago I'd done this trail, but there's this really amazing tree, this giant maple that leans out over the sound, and you can actually, as you approach it from coming up the hill, there's this little hobbit hole that you see, and then as you come around, you can actually sit inside of the tree if no one else is there. And so I was lucky enough on that day that I got the tree to myself for at least a couple hours and made that painting. At some point, a hummingbird flew through my view, so I kind of grabbed onto that moment. I really love this tree that was in my view. The gesture of it is kind of like a dancing maple, and that recurs in later paintings. But just really trying to grab everything, like from what is closest up to me, like these blackberry bushes, and the relationship between plants and trees, and then what is very distant from me. That's something of interest to me, as well as the just physical feeling of being inside of the tree and being high up. So that physical, what you see when you're looking down, and then also looking out into the distance. So this shifting view from very far away to very close to me. And that's why I think it makes sense for me to work very small when I work outside predominantly. I mean, just logistically as well, but there's something about recording it on this small format that's very that relates to my body and that inside that tree. And then I think there's just sort of a moment when I'm working outside where I feel that I've gotten what I can get, and maybe there's something that will happen later in the studio. That sometimes happens, but a lot of the time it's just really what happens in that time period, 1 to 2 hours while I'm out there. So for that one, I don't remember working on it again after I brought it back inside. Then I kept on making more of these paintings from that spot. And then at some point in the winter, the dancing maple that was in my view was gone. So there's these things that will happen, these small shifts that maybe would have gone unnoticed if you hadn't been painting or drawing in a spot for a long period of time. And I'm always interested in that, as well as seasonal shifts. This big painting behind me is from the same spot, but working from memory in my studio, more from the time period end of summer, beginning of fall, as like the giant maple leaves are starting to swirl down, falling down around you. I'm still interested I'm still kind of working, thinking from memory of these places. I haven't been going to Carkeek. There's just so many people right now that kind of have been deterred from physically going and painting outside there just yet. But working from memory of these places that I was going to frequently before, there's still things I might that I was in the middle of before going into quarantine that I'm interested in. The idea of shifting from the looking out to inside of the tree is still interesting to me. So see where that goes.